It's what we've always wanted, an isekai story with actual lesbian main characters. They need to localize more Yuri Isekai stories here, I can never get enough. Welcome back to Bad Anime Decisions, and today we're covering the first volume of The Magical Revolution of the Reincarnated Princess and the Genius Young Lady. That's a mouthful. And it doesn't flow as neatly as the Japanese title's wordplay of Tensei Ojo to Tensei Leijo. Written by Karasu Piero, Magical Revolution is a cute and fun story with interesting characters, though not much in terms of plot so far this volume. The illustrations and designs by Kisaraki Yuri are elegant and enhance the experience too. This story is actually gay, though the dialogue was a little non-committal since the society they're in is still a homophobic one, unfortunately. There's also not much romance in this volume yet, since the characters are still getting to know each other, and Anis is being especially considerate towards the traumatized Yuffie. The reincarnated princess in the title is Princess Anisfia of the Kingdom of Paletia, who adored her magic since her past life and wanted to be a powerful mage to bring smiles to others. However, she can't use magic the way others in this world could, and ended up researching her own field of magicology and inventing magical tools to channel her power. I really like inventor-type characters, and blending magic and technology is something I like, but it often gets neglected in different stories. Apart from liking the topic, I also admire how Anis pushes forward with a lot of drive and passion. She throws herself fully towards her interests until she became known as Princess Peculiar, the kingdom's biggest troublemaker. Though she seems confident and powerful, she eventually reveals her deeper insecurities to us and shows just how far she is willing to push towards her dreams, and makes you want to root for her. I first imagined her as being voiced by Mao in Pecorine style, but with how cheeky she gets and her screaming during a "I'm a genius, oh no" moments, I think a fitting voice for her would be Yuki Aoi in Kumoko style. The genius young lady from the title refers to Euphilia, a duke's daughter that was engaged to the prince. In other words, to Anis's younger brother. The beginning of the story shows Yuffie going through the typical villainous condemnation scene, with the prince declaring their engagement broken during a ball under false charges and accusations against her. She had been raised her entire life to be a perfect noble lady and future queen, though she was thoroughly traumatized and lost her entire sense of meaning. Aw, poor girl. But unlike the typical villainous condemnation scenes, it deviates here as, rather than being saved by a prince on a white horse, she's saved by a princess on a flying broom that literally crashed through the window. That wacky meeting led to Anis sheltering Yuffie and dragging her around as an assistant. Yuffie is in a vulnerable mental state most of the time in this volume, but she's also a cool character that I want to root for. I tend to read her in Hayami Saori's voice. She's helped along a lot by Anis and Anis' maid Ilya, though she's still thrown for a loop by Anis' crazy ventures. This fucked up princess is unstoppable and it is glorious to see as a reader. For people who have to clean up her messes, not so much. Most of the time the story is told either through Yuffie or Anis' point of view, though every now and then it shifts to the kings. The king is like Benno in Honsuki, always being exasperated at all the trouble that their relative weirdos make, and screaming at the idiot to think before jumping headfirst into something. So I usually end up reading him in Benno's voice. By the way, Benno is voiced by Takehito Koyasu, the guy who voiced Dio. He absolutely can't contain Anis and can barely clean up after her, and it is hilarious. His suffering is my enjoyment. The worldbuilding for the magic in this story has potential, and there's a difference between what people believe about magic and what Anis theorizes and experiments with. This heretical nature is part of what limits Anis and puts her in a bad light in the eyes of society, but it makes it more interesting in my eyes. Since research and invention is a core part of the story and of Anis' character, there will probably be a lot of development on this end. By contrast, very little is known about the geopolitics of this world, not even a name for a neighboring country. They're setting up for Anis to come into conflict with her little brother due to her actions, so maybe we'll get more of the political side in future volumes, but for now I don't find anything notable in this aspect. Overall, I like this volume and I really look forward to more. I really want to see Yuffie regain her confidence and do more things, and I want the pair to get gayer and gayer. If you haven't read this yet, please check it out in the links below in the description, and let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Please give this video a like, and subscribe for more Bad Anime Decisions. You might also be interested in my previous review of The Executioner and Her Way of Life Volume 1. I'll see you in the next video, and as always, anime was a mistake.